Literally every civilization. Literally every civilization. Literally every civilization. First triumvirate, Pompey, Caesar, Crassus. Second triumvirate, Antony, Octavian, Lepidus, peasant. I cannot pay. These taxes are unfair. Lord, you talk a lot of shit for someone with such a flammable house. Seeing Zeus and Hera's wholesome relationship and love for their kid in the film. Reading actual mythology. The Russian Revolution of 1905. Tsar Nicholas II. Democracy and a ton of dead protesters. General Ne Win. Stopping your country's population from shifting too far to the left wing by making some reforms. General Ne Win. Stopping your country's population from shifting too far to the left by making everybody drive on the right side of the road. Indians and Iranians watching Europeans fight over who is Aryan. The fuck they doing over there? Menelik II defeating Italian invasion. Anti-imperialists. Massacring and enslaving thousands anti-imperialists in the conquests of Gala and Kaffa. Normal people with time machine. I'm your granddaughter. Wow, that's really cool. History nerds with time machine. Bro, please, for the love of God, don't go painting in wheat fields. 8-bet. Kirby if they were a Nazi scientist at the end of the war, being brought to the USA during Operation Paperclip. I'm grateful it all fell apart. Now I get to move on to better things. World superpowers when entering Vietnam. World superpowers when leaving Vietnam. When Czechoslovakia and Japan ran into each other in Siberia. You shouldn't be here, neither should you. Moses is absent for 5 minutes. The Israelites. People today. Thomas Jefferson writing the Declaration of Independence. Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin not being trusted to write because they thought that he'd add jokes. Louis Pasteur seeing TikTokers drinking raw milk. Jonathan Swift with 10 pages. Modern protests with hundreds of people. Otto von Bismarck establishing universal male suffrage in hope that peasants vote for conservatives. Industrialization. The German government never reapportioning the districts. 1912. Stalwarts. Civil rights. This is brilliant. Corruption. But I like this. Governor John Peter Altgeld. Will you listen to me? I am not an anarchist. He's right. He's an anarchist and a communist. 1924 Democratic Platform. Human rights are important. The 1924 Democratic nominee, John W. Davis. I missed the part where that's my problem. 1865. I never thought I would fight a war alongside a Brazilian. And how about with a friend? I could do that. Killing the king, then becoming tyrants themselves. Oliver Cromwell. Maximilien Robespierre. If I had a nickel for every time a Chinese government retreated to Taiwan, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. But it's weird that it happened twice. Goebbels. Depicts the perfect German as tall, muscular, blonde, ultra-handsome chads. Also Goebbels. When you're a junior conspirator, but the president will only surrender to you, and your co-conspirators don't want to shed blood. Well, I guess I'm in charge now. Canadians 99.99% of the time. Canadians in a war. I can't wait to learn more about post-colonial African history. Random general takes power, becomes a dictator, and kills 100,000 people, gets assassinated and replaced by another violent general who kills twice the amount of people. Dumb Americans who think France is a bunch of cheese-eating surrender monkeys. Gigachad Americans like me who know that France was on the winning side of the largest and most important war of all time, the American Revolutionary War. You're an FBI agent tasked with watching a young guy from Chicago. He gives everyone free breakfast and calls for radical socialism. He brokers a truce between all Chicago gangs and brings in Hispanic support. He gets white Confederate sympathizers to join his cause. Chinese communists dealing with a deposed monarch? Russian communists dealing with a deposed monarch? Bosnians. Can we go to the beach? Croatia. Absolutely fucking no. Pharmaceutical company Grunenthal pushing thalidomide into US market after being approved in Canada and multiple European nations. Frances Oldham Kelsey and all her superiors at the FDA. Average price of rent. Before 1950, most US families rented their homes. Renters in 1931 paid an average of $18 per month to their landlord in rent. We must go back. Meanwhile, at the Berlin Conference, I want to colonize the resource-rich Congo. No, it's mine. Let's claim the whole continent of Africa. Yeah, Treaty of Tordesillas, go brrr. Be Australian. Advocate combined arms warfare in World War I. Be last man knighted on the field of battle. Lead several key institutions in Australia post-war. Despite all his titles instructed, his tombstone only have his name on it. Die. Adobe has developed software that can detect Photoshop in an image. Just Europeans after the First Crusade for no reason. Wait a minute, I hate Jews. Join Liechtenstein army. Keep farming. Italian farmer. Therapist. So how angry are you today? Me? Show me the wife of Napoleon. I said the real wife of Napoleon. Perfection. Brezhnev. Doesn't want an anti-communist president elected in the USA. USA. Elect an anti-communist president anyway. Brezhnev and an anti-communist president.